Hi, I'm Alina S.B. Galarzo. Today is June 11, 2020. I'm doing Module 15 assignment for the the surface anatomy structures. I'm going to go ahead and point out these structures on my brother. Okay, so I'm just going to point out his eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and throat. So the body systems that I pointed out, the eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and throat. The eyes, nose, and ears and throat are part of their own system, and it's EENT. But the eyes, nose, mouth, and ears, they're all part of the sensory system as well. And I just really wanted to point out these two systems because I feel like they're really important, even though they're more simple systems and they're really general. These are just things that we use every day, and it's really important to understand what they do and why they're so important. And that's also like one of the reasons that surface anatomy is so important, because all the things in our body, like we can see, we can look at, they're so important, but we kind of look past them just because, it's not something that's like inside our body we have to learn about. They're just like general things, but they're important for like our everyday lives, and we use them every day, even if we're not like completely conscious of it. These are also like really general things that we can talk to anybody about, or just like reference points and landmarks. If you're talking about a certain part of the body, you can just put them on really simple, and everyone kind of has a general understanding of what you're talking about. So the two applications that I was going to talk about one of them is the eyes. I feel like this is really important because you don't even just use it in medical standpoint, but in almost all standpoints. But in almost all standpoints, like when you go to the doctor and they're asking you to look at their finger or look at a light, they're really testing all of your nerves and making sure that everything is intact and that you can see. So this is really important. We also use this like in occupational therapy. If kids can't see, or just like for like a general, if they have like difficulties or disabilities, we come up with different ways that they can exercise, like stress their eyes and just have a lot of movement and do different things. That way, if they can't see, then they can like touch or feel and stuff like that. The second application I was going to talk about is the mouth. This is used a lot in speech therapy, like if you can't pronounce your S's or your P's or your T's and just like certain words. It's very important that like you practice with like motor movement and functioning and just moving your mouth and practicing like moving these muscles just so you can get your mouth used to moving. It's also something that we use like even with babies, like if they're not latching, you have to practice like massaging their muscles, and they need to practice like motor movement. So these are all like important functions that we don't really think about every day because we just kind of use it without like involuntarily, but we're like constantly using our mouth muscles and our eyes, our nose, our cheeks, and with smell and taste. And I just really appreciate these muscles a lot more like once I started learning about it. And that's all. Thank you.